to make sure you do find the best agent is a ball ache, right?
Yeah.
It's too much work for most people. But this is what BestAgent does. So the way BestAgent works is, owner puts details into BestAgent. They get sent out to the 20 geographically closest agents who are currently listing 2 or more properties in your postcode.
Right, okay.
Like today.
Yeah.
Because that changes all the time. So in very rural areas, sometimes there'll only be 12 or
yeah,
14,
sure.
there may only be 20. There's a maximum radius of 30 miles.
Right, okay.
But it is every single time someone puts their details in, it goes, right, today, which agents are listing properties in this postcode? Now, there's 0 ranking. They're not ranked by distance, they're not ranked by number of instructions, or they all get an identical email. And those 20 agents get the email saying, a property owner has a 3-bedroom semi-detached house with a garden. They want to bring to the market in the next, and actually it's typically 2 to 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We offer less than 2 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks, 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6, or 6 to 12 months. Those are and they have to select one of those when they submit the inquiry, okay? So we get the basic property information, street name, but not number. So the person's identity is withheld.
Yeah.
But as much detail is given otherwise.
Yeah, yeah.
All 20 agents. Now, of course, there are some of those agents, that's not the right property type for them.
Mm-hmm.
Do nothing. Sure. Cost you nothing, do nothing. Everyone who wants to be... So the invitation says, click here if you'd like to indicate your willingness to talk to this client by video call as a pre-conversation before an appraisal appointment.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's one click and that's it. They then get a response saying, this agent has acknowledged your invitation and is very happy to talk to you.
Yeah.
And now we've built into BestAgent the video calling facility.
Okay, so you just do it through the...
Any browser, nothing to install, even a mobile device.
Okay.
It's just like, it's easier than Zoom because there's nothing to install, you don't need code. It's click this link. And they can either have the call immediately, just click, and so if a vendor click they wanted to talk to you, you get a text message with a link. Click on that link.
Right, okay.
The vendor's right there. So it's almost like answering a phone call. But it is a text message, it doesn't ring.
Yeah.
Or they can schedule a call with you and say, can we please talk at 7 p.m. tonight or 10 p.m. whenever. And you can either say yes or you can reschedule a time. Mm-hmm. But that call happens, and of course it's nothing about the brand, it's about the person. Yeah. So this is the next big difference. Whereas BestAgent lists average performance, average time to sell, average price achieved, fee charged. There's nothing personal about it.
No, okay.
Yeah. And the other option an agent has when they respond, they have the option to record a short video message saying, hi, I'm Charlie, I sell houses just like yours, have done for 10 years, and I'd love to talk to you. Anyone that sends that, almost without fail, gets invited to an appraisal because that's a known quantity. That's someone who's actually said, hi, and you get that instant, well, it's a human. Yeah. I can see who I'd be inviting around to my house. And if you feel comfortable with that person, like, oh yeah. And it's one click for the seller to go, yeah, okay, I'd like to invite Andrew around.
Yeah.
And you then get the valuation point with all their details. So what we're trying to do here is address a problem that agents are completely unaware exists, but movers who don't know how to choose an agent, well, there's no surprise that they just pick 3 at random because frankly, anything more than that is just impossibly difficult and time consuming. And you still have to repeat your life story 3 times. So this is a much more convenient way to indicate to all of your local agents, I'm coming to the market. Let me know if you're interested, talk to me. And they get to protect their privacy until they've either had your response and invited you to a video call, or, as some do, straight to evaluation. Out of 20 agents at the moment, we're typically only getting about 6 that respond.
Right, okay.
And roughly speaking, a third, it isn't the right property for them for whatever reason. Another third, oh, we don't want like that. What, a free introduction to a lead is going to cost you nothing to talk to them?
But why wouldn't they work like that?
Oh, we don't do video. It's astonishing, Andrew, the mindset of having oh no, we'd need head office sign off to do that. What? There's nothing to sign off. Do you want to talk to this customer? It's just over video.
Yeah.
And you may not even have to do that. Just acknowledge their invitation. You might get invited to evaluation. Because what a lot of them are doing is saying, if only 3 or 4 agents actually respond, even without a video message, they go, right, 1, 2, 3. I didn't know which 3 to choose.
Well, it's absolutely like you said. You wouldn't necessarily hear. We've got a couple of businesses within this village, but you spread the net out, and there's another few in the villages surrounding, and you wouldn't necessarily look at those. I don't want people to look at those, of course, but from a consumer perspective, I get it. I think it works very well. I think it's a very similar. But it's a better concept, if I'm honest, from what I'm hearing, to that the new portal is listing as they're giving you 15 minutes to respond. Actually, that's now changed, so that if it comes in out of hours, they give you 24 hours to accept and respond. But that doesn't give you any real indication. So I did one the other day on that basis. I've done, actually, to be fair to them, I've done quite a few recently. I don't know why, but all of a sudden these inquiries have ramped up somewhat. I wouldn't say massively, but probably in the last...
coming to the market.
Yeah, well, I think these particular valuation requests that are through that portal, I think probably in January, I think I did 8. Right. Which, when I haven't done any for the previous 6 months, that's quite impressive. But I took that to the only way for me then to follow that up is I put in what I need to tell them. But how do I get over that I'm putting my finger in the air here? So I have to type that, and then I have to get myself over in a bit of text. I then have to go and phone them because I'm given their details, which is fine. But I phone them. The number of people that just don't want to talk to you because it's not a genuine. They think it's like going into the, another portal where you could just go, well, what's my home worth?
Yeah,
and very simple. But then I went to visit one the other day. Literally underneath the flight path into Bristol Airport. So I valued it at a certain value, and that vendor said, when I phoned them up, it's like, yes, I'm quite happy for you to come, but when can I see you? He couldn't see me till 6:30, because that's when he gets home. Right. And he said I was the only person that was prepared to see him at that time of day. And when I got there, 2 planes came over, and the whole house shook. And I said, look, you've got to bear in mind, that's your problem. So my valuation was so far over that I'd taken a 15-minute quick, and so I think having the opportunity, because if you have that type of video call, it sounds to me like, and tell me if I'm wrong here, but they could have that video call and walk around the property at the same time, and show where it is, some bits and pieces to give you an idea, and then gives you the opportunity to go out. I mean, I don't like valuing remotely like that. I like to be touchy-feely.
The intention of the call is not to do evaluation, but there'd be nothing to stop you going, just show me.
So what it is.
A rough idea.
Yeah.
You know whether you're in a block or whether you're, whether it's how rural it is, and a picture paints 1,000 words.
Absolutely.
And a video even more.
And what you're describing, like I said a minute ago, why wouldn't you want to accept an invitation like that?
Well, here's why. I think this is my speculative guess as to why, is that there are a lot of agents who simply don't have the confidence in what they're offering personally. They need script. They need the presentation. Mm-hmm. They can't just naturally sit down and talk to you human to human. And they feel intimidated. Oh no, I couldn't do that. And then some of them just send through them video messages, and it's this wonderful, warm, hi, great to have a chance to introduce myself to you. I'd love to come and talk to you. And we've had amazing results. I mean, we had this fantastic results up in Banbury. A chap who actually bought his wife, the family. They'd moved several times before. They were actually quite seasoned. And they just had an assumption that it's going to take 3 to 6 months to sell. We're going to get 96% of asking price. That's how it goes. They got over asking price in under a week from an agent they would never have called. Now he was a fine and country agent, as it happens, but they wouldn't have called him. They had one that they moved in with, someone else that they viewed with, people that they knew. They just called because they knew them.
Yeah.
But they said to me, this is a really interesting part. They said, we didn't know that level of service existed. Because we moved before, we just thought that was the same everywhere. We didn't know that there were agents out there that actually serviced you like that.
Yeah, but that's right. But it's how do you educate the wider public that there's the opportunity to do it?
This is imagine you're a really high service ethos agent. You have to imagine, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But you don't have a big marketing budget, and you're just being drowned out by the agents that do. You have the same opportunity to introduce yourself to a vendor that comes through BestAgent as all the other ones do. So BestAgent eliminates any corporate advantage. Okay, corporates they're as welcome as anyone else to respond to a lead, but what we don't have is any corporate accounts, corporate contracts. It's one branch at a time. And it's funny, we've had so people like Knight, Frank and Foxtons have willingly responded to our leads. Yeah, cool. And they've sent the video and it's been great. And then other national brands have gone, oh no. And they're saying, this is how the client wants to engage you. No, that's not how we work. What? Talking to someone. And so far the results are exceeding our expectations in how it's a self-selection process. So if you're a mover, you've got no idea who to choose, this effectively puts the choice into the agent's court. There you are, 20 local agents. I'll see who's happiest and hungriest to talk to me, because that's what you want as a seller. Who's hungriest? Who's keenest to sell my house?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, you talk about that 15-minute rule. We actually had we thought about it for a long, long time. Should we put any limits on response times? And if so, what should they be? And we concluded that there's no point in doing that, because a really great agent might not have a chance to respond for 48 hours. That doesn't mean you don't want to rule them out.
Well, absolutely. I've had it where, I've come back to the office and I've got a text saying you've got 15 minutes, and I walked to the door and I've got halfway through one and it's gone, so I'm out.
That doesn't help anybody.
No, absolutely. I agree with that. I mean, it's very interesting what you talk about, for sure. I think, we are at a point as agents where technology is now booming in the way for us to push things forward,